Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So it's been quite a while, maybe like a month or something, since I last vlogged or did anything on this channel, just purely because my laptop's buggered up, and also I haven't been very well. I haven't really been feeling it, so I just thought I'd just wait until, because I didn't want to really struggle with the laptop, because it's just the O key keeps getting stuck. So every time I type it just goes it's just really frustrating. I just can't. So sorry I look a bit rough. I've just been off. Oh, hey bug. I've just been off sick with an ear infection for like a few days, and I'm going back into work tomorrow. I've got to stay off because I'm working the weekend. So I thought I'd try and like pick myself up and get doing something rather than just slumming it on the sofa, because that is literally where I've been for days. In today's vlog, I thought I'd just show you around my kitchen. So as you can see, obviously excuse the mess because we literally, we live here, so it's not going to be perfect. But this kitchen, which I actually love, is quite small. I know we're quite lucky. Many people have smaller kitchens, but for me personally, A, it's too small, and B, it's just not done the way I do it, so it's not practical for me. So you got literally this one cupboard for all the food, which isn't enough because I love cooking, and I just need this room to be the biggest room in the house, to be honest. And yeah, the rest of them all have like plates and tea and coffee, which is essential. And then we've got all of these cupboards down here, which have got everything in, but no overhead cupboards. So this is the, there it is. This is the oven, which is obviously ancient, which I really like, but it just doesn't work like it should. But yeah, these are the only overhead cupboards, and they've obviously got cups, mugs, and tea and coffee in, which I kind of need just more space for food. So let's start. I'm just going to give you a quick tour of what we've got, and then maybe explain what we want to do and the practical things I think you need to think about when either doing a kitchen renovation or when you're organising your kitchen. Right, okay, I'll flip the camera around, and then I'm losing my voice and everything, so it's going to be awful. And then I'll show you my kitchen. Okay guys, so I recently just organised this because it was driving me nuts. I'm just so tired. Okay, so all of these shelves were like at equal distance, which just wasn't working. So if you've got your own cupboards and you find there's loads of space above everything, so for example, if this shelf was like a little bit lower, we wouldn't be able to stack things twice. So say the shelf was there, it just was such a waste of like a good few inches. So we've sort of brought that one up, I think brought this one up as well. And the main reason for doing this, oh my gosh, Dad been on like a little food haul to try and make sure that if we did, touch wood, we don't go into another lockdown, I can do loads of baking. So his priorities are straight. Yeah, obviously you can see in here I've got my OXO tubs, and before I couldn't fit two on top of each other. Let me just get these out. Okay. So obviously before, this shelf was like here or something. Actually, I think it was literally just there. So we could not fit them all in, and it was just such a waste of space. So obviously we've brought the shelf up, so now it all fits into this little corner, whereas before it was taking up that much space. And then over here, so obviously this is my baking shelf. I bought one of those things and I just went crazy. So if you see more, I'm sorry. We're obsessed with Haribo, and I keep the tubs because I think they're really good. This is salt and pepper. I got one for my baking back there. They're just really easy to organise things without buying expensive, nice looking plastic ones, because let's be honest, it doesn't need to look pretty. It kind of does, I get that, but it doesn't need to be all matching and perfect. I don't mind if it says Haribo. This is one of my recent purchases from Dunelm Mill. I actually bought two of them, and I've got lentils up there in the other one, because apparently Dad said not to put the pepper in it. I don't know. And I love it. It's quite easy to open. And I can fit my hand in. I didn't think of the guys, but that's fine, they can tilt it. But it's just really nice to have, because we used to have it in this cardboard box, and the cardboard box kept ripping. So it's just sometimes nice to splurge on these pretty things. It makes you feel a little bit better. And then in here we've got like my cooking chocolate and all of like the baking stuff in the back. I don't know, it's not very well organised, but I know where everything is and it's organised in my brain. and that's all really that matters. It, like I said, it doesn't have to be Instagram worthy, although in my mind, I don't know, that looks pretty good. I'd say that looks pretty good. So back here, again, we tend to buy bolognese sauce every time we go to the supermarkets, just by standard, and then we don't often have it every week. So we've just sort of collected loads of bolognese sauces. Again, this will be quite good if, touch wood, we don't. But if we went into another lockdown, we'd have lots of sauce, but I mean, that wasn't our intention. Okay, I don't know why I didn't start with the bottom shelf, but here it is. So we've got all of our microwave rice. These were like on offer for like 30p or something, so Dad bought loads. All of our cereal, and then Dad's bought loads of caster sugar, like he did with the flour, just to make sure that I can still do baking if we went into lockdown. Okay, and here, this is my favourite thing. That's my basmati? Yes, that's my basmati rice. And that container, honestly, is the best thing I've bought. I will link it in the description box below, because honestly, you need to get yourself one, because we used to just buy them in big sacks like this and sort of like try and fold them over to keep it all dry, and it was just so much hassle, especially with a dog snooping around. She just needs to knock it over and then there's rice everywhere. So go buy yourself one of them, because you will not regret it. So in here we've just got potatoes. Underneath there is noodles for stir fry, and then this is like our spaghetti and pasta thing. Every time we go to the supermarket we tend to buy spaghetti and then we just don't use it, so we've got loads in backup, which is quite good. Some pasta. I think we've also got some big packets of pasta down there. Risotto rice and couscous, which I'm going to make some salads with for lunches. Right, so moving on up. Obviously, you're going to, like, I think you probably know by now, we tend to buy things and just buy and buy and buy them. So up here we've got like 5 million beetroot jars, because we love beetroot salad. Coconut milk, because I always make curries with coconut milk. Tuna. And obviously we've got some crisps in here, which this is like my favourite thing, because crisps, so excuse this mess because I need to tidy it up, but the crisps were just literally sat on here and it looked so horrible, and I found this box and I thought, oh, that fits perfectly in this gap, and then I decided to put the crisps in there. It's easy, you can just grab a packet or two and it just keeps it all nice and neat and tidy. So moving on up to the red section, where we've got baked beans, chopped tomatoes, tomato puree, Dad's Bovril, Marmite, and then back here, these things have fallen down. You can tell I haven't actually prepared for this video. I've got some passata in that. Right, in this little, let's pop it down here. In here, this is like one of my favourite things to go to if I can't think of what to have for dinner, because we've literally just got sausage casserole. We've got spaghetti carbonara, tuna pasta bake, tuna something, fajita mix, and it just makes dinner so much easier. You can just be like, right, we're using this. Like, this should have been used ages ago. It's spices, not being funny. I don't think that actually means anything. I might be wrong, I don't know. But we're not going to throw it away, because I'm pretty certain it's not going to make us poorly. So we'll use that. But yeah, I recommend doing this because it keeps everything organised, and it's also just really nice to look for inspiration. Moving on up again. So this is sort of like our sauces. So right here, we've got our homemade jam, which is insanely good. And then obviously regular jam. And then I just sort of try and stack everything so you can see everything. So we've got apple sauce, mango chutney, lime pickle, vinegar in the back. We got right at the back of all this is stuff that we don't use all the time. So we've got all of our tea. So in here, I need to top everything up. We've got all of our tea. But to keep it all nice and tidy, we've got the bulk boxes in the back of here. So whenever I need to top up the little jars, I just come and grab one of these boxes. And it just makes use of the space that would be void at the back. And then we've got obviously Worcester sauce, peri peri sauce, HP, and all of that. And then over here, we've got my beans. So I'm trying to go a bit more veggie. And to bulk out my meals, I'm adding loads of beans. So I thought I'd just organise them so that I could see what's what. And there's quite a few back there. And then I've also got like I said before, my beautiful I can't speak. My beautiful jar of lentils. And to be clever, we've cut this off the back and we just popped it inside because we're very new to cooking lentils, so I thought I'd forget. And we used them last night in a, oh, it's actually here, in a lasagna, and it was so good. Honestly, did not miss the meat at all. So, again, these are really nice. They feel good, they look good, and I think they just make you want to use the stuff more. If it was in a plastic packet, I wouldn't want to use it, but because it's in a nice jar, I think, yep, give me that. That is like our pantry, I suppose. Under there is just like Dad's tins of soup, spaghetti, big cereal boxes and all that, so nothing really that important. This is all the stuff that we use on an everyday basis. And now I've showed you in this cupboard, I'm just going to show you all of these cupboards and really how they need sorting out. So in here we've got all of our bulky items that we don't want to leave on the side, half of which we don't use, but they're very expensive, so we don't want to get rid of them. In here we've got all of our plates and stuff. So this shelf actually broke, so we had to just sort of pop it on top of the things at the bottom. It's just one of those jobs which is quite easy to fix, but just never got round to it. But yeah, so these are the plates and everything that we use all the time. Down here are the Christmas ones, and then these are like massive plates for I don't know what. Could be laid out a lot better. We could sort through it. There's loads of like miscellaneous items, but it's just one of those jobs, like I said, that you just don't get around to doing. Might as well do these drawers. Like I said, I literally haven't tidied this kitchen, so this is real time. This is how our kitchen looks on an everyday basis. So this is my drawer that I claimed it used to have cloths in, but I thought no, I'm going to sneak all my stuff in here. So these are the containers that I use for my packed lunches. They're just from Wilkinson's. They're quite cheap, and they work well for putting stuff in the freezer. So in here I've got all of my highlighters, pens, chalkboard markers. That should be in there. And then these are honestly the best invention ever. We use them for everything. If anything's open, you just put these around it and peas don't go everywhere, which is what used to happen. So you buy loads. And then I've got some hot chocolate that came with a hot chocolate maker. Yeah, mainly that's just for these three things. In here we've got obviously cloths. That's a bathroom cloth. I don't know why they're in there. Didn't even know they're in there. So we've got tea towels, and we've got dusting cloths. We've got obviously skewers and stuff back there, and some plastic cutlery, which we never use, but it's just good to have. And then I've got all my freezer bags in the back of here. Moving up top, I'm a bit of a mug addict, so I've got loads of mugs. The top shelf are my precious mugs that no one can use apart from me. The middle shelf is just my general mugs, and then the bottom shelf is for all the builders that come to our house that I know they're going to leave it on the scaffolding. So yeah, that is our mug collection. And then let's open both of these cupboards up. So I did show you that one before. So we've got all of our tea bags and everything down there, with a little bit of milkshake for my boyfriend, hot chocolate, coffees, custard, honey, all of that miscellaneous stuff that, I don't know, just made sense to me to be in there. Up here we've got gravy and stock, and then obviously glasses for drinking out of. So that is the cupboards overhead. Again, I wish I had more cupboards like these because we could fit so much more stuff. Sorry about the dog, I don't know what's wrong with her. Okay, so let's move down to these bottom cupboards. So you might remember these cupboards from another video I did, which I will link just above in the little I bit or whatever. I've recently organised this, and by recently I mean like Christmas last year, which is pretty good. So we've got all of our chopping boards here, which we use all the time. We've got juices, oils, balsamic and all of that. And then on this side we've just got all of our Tupperware, Pyrex jugs and everything. So you can see at the back there's this box, which if you go and watch that other video you'll see how I use it. It's basically got all those little bits of Tupperware in. You see that one on its lid there? It's got all of that inside, so that when you open the cupboard, because before I used to open the cupboard and everything would pour out. So now it's all contained, and if you want something, you just get it out of the big Tupperware box. This one is quite, well, I don't know, I think everyone's got this cupboard. Literally just 1,000,001 spices and herbs. Look, I honestly don't use half of these. I maybe use 5. Then we've also got apple juice and orange juice in here, because if you buy apple juice and orange juice, buy these ones. They're so much cheaper and they just stay in the cupboard until you've opened them, which we love. Okay, now this is probably my least favourite cupboard. I think it's such a waste of space. You've got all the room behind there that's being wasted and nothing's in there. Got all my baking stuff, my blitzer, my scales, our George Foreman grill and my slow cooker. And then obviously in the back there is God knows what, and a shelf's fallen down, and it's just a disaster really. Such a waste of space, but just one of those jobs I can't bring myself to try and do. So we're just gonna do that for now. Right, in here is my baking cupboard. So the top shelf, I mainly just use these bowls for baking because I don't like the sound of glass. So they're all my plastic ones, and at the bottom you've got all of my glass bowls, which are Pyrex ones, so they can go in the oven. Like mainly we use them if we're having a roast dinner, so we put everything in the Pyrex bowls, cover them over, and then just keep them warm in the oven. My pet peeve is when people put plastic bowls on the bottom or glass bowls on the top, because I just honestly worry about dropping the glass bowls all the time. I hate them. Yeah, so that's literally it. I've also got a few bowls with lids, which honestly are the best things. I can't find any anywhere. So if you know where to find some, please tell me, because I need more. Right, nearly the last one. Again, you can tell that I've recently sorted this out. We don't use much from this cupboard, which is why it stays so tidy. Honestly, this bit's void, that bit at the back's void, and so we use these, all these frying pans, and then sometimes the Tupperware, and that little frying pan which is for my pancakes. So again, I've organised everything so that the things that I don't use often are right at the back or at the bottom, and then the ones that I use all the time are really accessible. Underneath the oven, so here's the oven, oh there's me, hello. Yeah, so down here we just got baking trays. These Pyrex ones are really good, so we cook sausages in there, or you can even like make Rocky Road in there, they're so good. Got a few graters, and then this is amazing. We use this to cook our chicken in. It keeps it so juicy, and also we cook pork and everything in there as well, because it just stops the fat from splashing in the oven, and it keeps the oven nice and tidy because it's got a lid. So I recommend buying one of these, and I will try and link one below that's really similar because I have seen them about. Right, and obviously this is our oven, which, not being funny, it's so small, like really, really small. Up here, we've got all of my baking stuff. So we've got all of my cupcake cases, my cooling racks, my brownie trays, my cake tins, my loaf tins, literally everything and anything. And that's literally a fraction of the stuff that I've got. I mean, growing up, I used to bake so much, so I'd always get gifted stuff, and half of it's still in the garage. Okay, time for the fridge. So, in our fridge, I try and keep it organised, but it just doesn't work well at all. Living with anyone, you just can't get them to do what you want. So, oh look, this is a good example of the boxes that I use. So that's just got a curry in. I put on the top, using my chalk marker, the date that I made it on, because that comes off really well, and also you don't want to eat something that's really old. So up top, sauces, jams and all of that. Middle shelf, we've got our butters, all of the dairy items, and then in here we've got our garlic and all of that. This shelf, you know, not being funny, it's not got specific things that our shelves are for. It tends to be that you just sort of put everything with what's similar, depending on what shelf it's on. So if there was meat on this shelf, every meat would be on that shelf, unless it's cooked, and then it'd probably be the shelf above for cross-contamination reasons. And then let's go down here. So drinks are usually on the bottom because they're so heavy. And then in here, we usually put all of our salad items. And then in the bottom, like root vegetables and stuff. So we've got a swede and we've got some baby potatoes at the moment. Dad is literally at the supermarket at the moment, hence why this fridge is so empty. Oh, and in the door, we've obviously got all the mustards, sauces, milk and more sauces. I don't know, I think everyone's fridges are very standard. I could be wrong. Tell me what you keep in your fridge. Oh, that was the fridge kicking off. But yeah, I think, like, I don't know, I think our kitchen's quite standard to what everyone else has. Let me know below if there's something that I do that's really weird. This is literally just what I've grown up knowing. Okay, I'll either leave it here, or I might add to this and no, I think I might do it in 2 videos because this is quite a long one. I know one of the sections I did with the cupboard is like already 10 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and then next, I'm gonna record like how I'd recommend planning out your kitchen, like certain things that I've moved to make it more convenient for us. And also we're going to be designing our new kitchen soon, which will be amazing. So I'll be bringing you a video on that as well. That won't be until I think spring, but we're going to have to start planning it soon. So I might as well do that with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that and don't think I look too gross. Again, I'm just coming out of being sick, so I'm sorry. I just needed to get up, and I think I'm going to take the dog out and have a coffee. So I'll see you guys next time.